They're hiring more people. They're doing the same job. They're consistently churning out lackluster performance results. And as a reward, they're giving themselves more bonuses.
Hey everyone, it's Franco Terrazzano, your federal director of the Canadian Taxpayers Federation. I am joined by our investigative journalist, Mr. Ryan Thorpe. Ryan, you dug up some more details showing the government just cannot get off this gravy train it's on. This time, the documents you pulled up were about the department bureaucrats giving themselves bonuses. Mr. Thorpe, give us the deets.
Yeah, thanks, Franco. So thanks to some records the Canadian Taxpayers Federation obtained through access to information requests, we now know the Trudeau government doled out $198 million in bonuses in 2022. And here's the catch. That's only what they've paid out so far, meaning that number is likely to rise even higher. So due to the way the federal government calculates and pays out its bonuses, the final figure for 2022 has not yet come in. But here's what we know at this point. Of the $198 million that's been paid out, $147 million of it went to 8,223 executive level employees, while the remaining $51.5 million was given to lower level public servants. And the average bonus for government executives in 2022 so far was $17,885. And just so our supporters are aware, this is an issue that the CTF is going to keep its eye on. And so we'll update them when the final bonus figures for 2022 become available.
$198 million paid out to bureaucrats in the federal government in 2022 budget year so far. That's not even the final tab. This is getting kind of ridiculous. It all kind of comes down to what we've been terming the tale of two downturns during the pandemic, where the people paying the bills suffer, the job loss, the pay cuts, the business closures during the pandemic. Now, so many people struggling just to afford the necessities in life. So many people outside of the golden gates of government worried about a possible recession around the corner, and these bureaucrats helped themselves to $198 million in bonuses in 2022. But Ryan, that's not the total amount of bonuses that they've been giving themselves since the beginning of the pandemic, is it?
No, it's not. So last spring, the National Post reported the federal government handed out $171 million in bonuses in 2020. Then a few months later, the Post reported the federal government had handed out $190 million in bonuses in 2021. So all told, the Trudeau government handed out more than $500 million, and that's billion with a B, during the pandemic years. We've also seen a 16% increase in how much those bonuses are costing Canadian taxpayers during that time period. And again, that's likely to rise even higher as the final figures for 2022 are finalized. And one other thing we've learned is that each year, so that's 2020, 2021, and 2022, 89% of all executives received an annual bonus. So let that sink in, 89%.
Of these top bureaucrats getting a bonus. Now, folks, I got my calculator out here, okay? So $171 million in bonuses in 2020, $190 million in bonuses in 2021, $198 million in bonuses so far in 2022, 559 million smackers worth of bonuses paid out during the pandemic years, all paid for with your tax dollars. Now, Ryan, these are bonuses, right? Not just participation trophies. So presumably they're doing a good job in the bureaucracy, right, Ryan? Right?
Well, the thing is that the results are in, and the answer is no. They're not doing a good job, even by their own metrics. So, according to the government's own data, the federal bureaucracy consistently hits less than 50% of their performance targets. So in 2020, which was a year they got $170 million in bonuses, they hit 48% of performance targets. In 2021, a year they got $190 million in bonuses, they hit 45% of their performance targets. And in 2022, a year in which they've got $198 million in bonuses so far, they have hit 56% of their performance targets. But here's the thing, just like with bonuses, the final numbers for performance aren't in either. So we're told a couple of departments have yet to report their results. So conceivably, the overall percentage of performance targets hit in 2022 could drop even lower, while the bonuses rise even higher. And here's how the Parliamentary Budget Officer summed it up in a recent report. And this is a quote: less than 50% of targets are consistently met within the same year. And I also think it's important to note the context here, which is that in the past 3 years, the size of the federal bureaucracy has grown by an average of more than 15,000 employees per year. So that means they're hiring more people, they're doing the same job, they're consistently churning out lackluster performance results, and as a reward, they're giving themselves more bonuses. And when we say bonuses, what does that mean? Well, it means taxpayer money.
Okay, so folks, our supporters listen out there, our boss, Todd MacKay, Old Man MacKay. Ryan, could you imagine having our monthly meetings with the old man and saying, yeah, I didn't even hit 50% of my targets. Cough up some extra money, cough up some bonus money. Could you imagine having that conversation with our boss?
I don't think it would fly.
No, because guess what, folks? In the real world, you don't meet half your targets. You get shown the door, not a big fat bonus check. Also, hold on a second here. These bureaucrats are barely meeting half of their own targets, not targets set by the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, their own targets. Okay. And almost 90% of the top executives within the bureaucracy are still getting bonuses. So another question that comes to mind is, how bad are the other 10% of bureaucrats in the executive that aren't getting a bonus, you know? But alas, that's probably another detail for another time. Ryan, great job digging all of this stuff up. Again, another $198 million in bonuses paid out to the bureaucracy in 2022 so far. That comes on top of the more than 300,000 pay raises that federal government bureaucrats received during the pandemic years. And of course, it's all paid for with your tax dollars, folks. So there's a couple things that you can do to take action, because I know this is boiling your blood. Number one, check out the show notes. We'll post a link to Ryan's story online. Number two, we're also going to post the petition online to make government pay more fair for taxpayers. Please sign that. Please share it if you've already signed it. And number three, pick up the phone, call your member of parliament, and tell them that this is unacceptable and it's time to stop rewarding failure with our tax dollars.